Good afternoon, principal, parents, students, and the teachers. In front of you is Elsie Mukoba.
And Abigail Ngatia.
And together we will have an open discussion where we will present to you about change. So yeah, change and how it impacts our lives. I hope each and every one of you will enjoy and you learn something from it. Yes. So as we know, every change begins as a story. I'm sure each and every one of you has a story, mostly the parents, behind what you do. There's something that it's like a power system that made you become or do what you're able to do. So yeah. So we chose Dubai. I'm sure each and everyone knows Dubai. So we know Dubai as the land of opportunities. It has very good infrastructures, and it's just a very chill and relaxing place to even go for holiday and not only business trips. So we'll start with the history of Dubai. So shockingly, Dubai actually used to be a desert, just a plain desert. And way back in 1833, Dubai started off as a small settlement by some 800 members of the Bani Yas tribe who were attracted to the natural harbor created by the creek flowing through Dubai. They turned the area into a small center for fishing and pearling. These people were later joined by the Arabian nomads in the Middle East called the Bedouins. So Dubai was like a center trade market where now it fostered on now the fish sale and also for pearling. Then they had a turning point. This was now in the 1960s, where, Dubai was actually colonized by the Americans. So the Americans, they found oil inside now Dubai. And now from there, they started mining oil. And now the people living in Dubai, they managed to strike a deal with the Americans where they were able to now control the oil market. And now through that, now Dubai was able to now increase its infrastructure, school, and also now it is what we know today because of its technology and how it's good.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about Apple. By a show of hands, how many people prefer the Apple products over the Samsung? Yes, we can see very many. So here we wanted to use Apple also because I think we all know Steve Jobs' story and how, first of all, if you all don't know, Apple was founded by three people, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne. But the other two, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne kind of departed ways. And Steve Jobs became now the remaining CEO out of the three who left after he founded it. So now, I think we all remember in 2007, not every one of us was born. I think our parents can tell us the kind of phones they used to use before the smartphones. These ones with a big antenna. So now, yeah. So in 2007 was when Steve Jobs and his engineers came up with the first iPhone that launched in Macintosh. Now here, obviously with coming with that kind of technology wasn't there during that time. It was something very new, like the multi-touch, the fluid software, even the keyboards. It was something that it wasn't there at that specific time. And what he even said is they didn't just want to make a product. They wanted to make something that would revolutionize the world. As you can see now, we don't use those phones anymore. Now we use the smartphones, yeah. So from these two pictures, the first picture is in 1978, which shows Steve Jobs and his team, during the first computer they made. And then now, in this one for 2017, it shows Apple Park, where it's found in California. So over the years, you can see from those times, it has completely changed. What type of technology and even architecture that you find, it's not there anymore, and it's revolutionized. So, yeah, and like Mark Sanborn. Sijamaliza. Yeah. Um, like Mark Sanford says, your success in life isn't based on the ability to simply change. It is based on on your ability to change faster than your competition, customers, and business. And I think everyone who has a business can say that for sure, right, parents? Yeah, can continue.
So next, we have the Rolls Royce. So I believe that most of you here are a big fanatic of Rolls Royce because personally I am. And I personally like its history because it's amazing. So Rolls Royce was founded by two people, Charles Stuart Rolls and Henry Royce. So between the two, Charles was the eldest, and Royce was actually I could say an F1 racer. So they met at like just a simple function like this, and they struck a conversation. Under 30 minutes, Henry was like, "Boom, you're the one." So initially, the first Rolls-Royce car, the Rolls-Royce was it had 10 horsepower, and this was the first car that was initially made by Henry Royce. It's the car that he used to use for his races. And however, it wasn't until 1906 the company was officially founded. So the first car, now the HP, that had the HP 10 power, was actually in 1904. Then we have the first now official car that now Rolls-Royce as a company made was the Silver Ghost in 1907. And initially, Charles Rolls had a goal, which was to make the best car in the world. And through this, we can clearly see that they were able to accomplish it. Throughout the years, they went through hardships. For example, in 1929, there was something known as the Great Depression, where the banks in USA collapsed, and now it led to other banks all over the world collapsing. And Rolls-Royce actually went through a tough time. But through the ambition that they had and the vision the company had, they managed to overcome these challenges and still stick to their vision. And now we can see now this new model of the Ghost series. Now the first model, that's the one for the Silver Ghost, that was the first Ghost series. And now we can see throughout the years they managed to evolve, and now this is now how their models look like. So here, this new model of the Ghost series, it shows how sorry for that. This new model of the Ghost series is showing how Rolls-Royce has managed to evolve over the years by changing its structure and focusing on its ability to adapt to evolving markets while still maintaining its heritage. As of today, the company is still known for making the best cars in the world, as the visual is still being carried on. And I'm sure each and every one of you can testify that Rolls-Royce, they really have good cars. I mean, they have luxury cars, even from how it's manufactured. It's just so wow. So yeah.
So to kind of summarize this, we kind of quoted Apple and Rolls-Royce slogan, which Apple's slogan is think different. And Rolls-Royce is strive above all for perfection, take the best there is and make it better. So in all this, you just say they all had a vision. They did something that was not there at that specific time. So they saw above what they thought was capable. And through resilience and adaptability and focusing on just giving the best to everyone else, they became the people that they are. And two quotes from them are, Steve Jobs says, your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. And Rolls-Royce says the quality will remain long after the price is forgotten. Because even though these founders they're deceased, you will still live on their legacy and we still learn about them every single time. Like sometimes your parents might tell you, go read about Oprah, like my mom says. Like, you learn. Yeah.
So next is change. I'm sure we've all heard the word change, and according to the dictionary, it's an act or process through which something becomes different, altered, or modified.
Okay, so we're going to talk about neuroplasticity. So, neuroplasticity, and all of this is from medical terms, yes. So, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and adapt due to experience. So, why we wanted to talk about this is we wanted to kind of tell people that change is there every single time, no matter how old you are, your brain still has the ability to change every single time. Because through neuroplasticity, we learn, and so this often involves a strong trigger that leads to deep relaxation. Like the time you're told you learn and then you sleep on it. This is what it means. Yeah.
So there are two main benefits of neuroplasticity. The first one is being the ability to change, and the second one is the ability to be able to evolve. For example, I'll take Rolls-Royce and Apple. I'll start first with Rolls-Royce. We can see that it used to have this specific, the 1907 Ghost model. That was what that was there then. Then Rolls and Royce sat down together, and said, you know what? We need to evolve because we want to become the best car company in the world. And we can see throughout the years they were able to evolve, and they make great machines. And another thing that they're known for is for their jet engines, and because they're so strong. And most of these politicians, mostly now in America, they use such jets. And for now, Apple, they started off with such a simple product. Like for Apple, the computer, the first computer initially was like the size of this stage. That was just a simple computer. And now we have like the MacBook Pros. Now you see they were able to evolve and change throughout the centuries. Yeah.
Oh, so we want to ask people this question. Who says if the glass is half full or half empty? Like, you can raise your hands if you think it's half full.
So who thinks it's half full?
Who thinks it's half empty? Hakuna?
Interesting.
Okay, this nigga.
Half full,
Oh.
half empty. Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you thought this glass is half full, you have an optimistic point of view of life. So optimism is a mental attitude that is characterized by hope and confidence in success and a positive future. I think everyone has a friend like this. Like, you're in a bad situation and they're still positive. And you're like, this is not how it's going, you know? Like, face the reality. So that's an optimistic person. Like, and that's why the quote is like, nothing is impossible. They can say, it's impossible. That's what the quote says. Okay, so whoever thought the glass is half empty, they say this is a pessimistic view of life, where these are the people's, you might call them a realists, that life is like this, it's logical, because they say optimists are dreamers and pessimists are realists. So this is a person who, in a bad, like they always expect something bad to happen. You'll be going out and they're like, you know, it might rain, but you can see there's the sun, but they always think something bad will happen at the end of the day. Okay, but what we also wanted to emphasize on is that not everyone is like this all the time, unless you choose to. But now, this is like, as humans, we range in different emotions. So you might be a pessimist today, you might be an optimistic person the other day, and it's okay. So, yeah, why does this matter? We just wanted to say our life is a journey that is full of obstacles, and how we choose to respond to those obstacles can make all the difference in the world. And the quote from Walter Landon says, you can't change the world if you cannot change your perception of it. As I think every time our parents tell us, when you're complaining about something, don't complain, you know, be positive. Even though sometimes you're like, you don't want to come to school, go, there's something to learn. Yeah.
Oh, Vinny. Okay.